Have we seen the end of Voice of Baceprot, or are we seeing a beginning? And the answer, of course, is yes. Hey everybody, I'm Wayne, your metal professor. Less than 3 weeks before I'm making this video, Voice of Baceprot streamed live, and they recorded it, a version of the Other Side of Metalism. They, very shortly thereafter, released a 2020 live streamed recording of PMS with the interesting note in the title, the subtitle, Original Lyrics. Given that I do not speak Indonesian, I can't tell you what the differences in the lyrics are. However, given what we're going to discuss in just a moment, I suspect, and it's just a suspicion, but I think it's a good one, that the band, before they recorded the song PMS, at least for their album Retos, decided at the last minute, or a last minute, to change the lyrics. Now, whether they did that on their own, or whether their management said, no, you gotta change the lyrics, I don't know. But apparently they have decided now to highlight the original lyrics, the ones they wrote first. Now here's the really interesting thing about all of this. Accompanying the streaming of The Other Side of Metalism was a press release. And the press release suggests that some major changes to VOB's career, perhaps their music, are on the way. And I'll read the press release in its entirety at the end of the video, but first let's get to what we can take from it. Well, first there's a new logo for the band. Maybe their prior management has the rights to the old one or something, I don't know. But the new logo suggests that there is definitely something different, and the band is moving into a new phase. I think the logo, the new one, is quite striking, and it is so different from its predecessor that it is really a visual mark that the band is going to do something different. And the ladies clearly are serious about this new logo. It appears on their YouTube channel, it's the watermark on their videos, it appears on their Facebook page, it's even on the front of CT's bass drum. It hasn't cropped up on their website yet, but I'm sure it's just a matter of time. I've had to rely on Google Translate to move into English both the language from the press release and the language from the end of a third video I'm going to mention, and I'm well aware Google Translate's version may be far from perfect, so please forgive any errors. The launch of this live video is also a sign for VOB to return to its roots, affirming their stance on freedom of expression in the world of music, while also preparing to be independent in management and management of the band. Second takeaway from the press release, of course, is that the band are going to independently manage their careers and their music. What does independent mean? Does it mean that they have found a new, smaller management company? Does it mean that they themselves are going to do their managing? Does it mean they found a new distributor? In the 2020s, it's easy enough to record your own music pretty much anywhere. But if the band is planning to deal in physical copies of their recordings, they will need a distributor to get that vinyl and those CDs around the world. Do they have such a distributor? Dunno. And did some kind of problem, some kind of rift, develop between the band and their prior management? I've read some snippets of interview from, I think, their road manager, and she, I think that she's a she, seemed to genuinely care about the band and their careers, and to care about them not only as musicians, but about them as persons. But that's just my interpretation, and even if my interpretation is correct, since those interviews were conducted, other things could have arisen to create a rift between the band and their management. The song The Other Side of Metalism is VOB's proud song for several years. Previously, it was very rarely performed due to various limitations, not even at all included in the debut album, Retos. Now, with independent management self-formed, VOB rediscovered its freedom in determining direction and their musicality. For example, the press release pointedly said that The Other Side of Metalism was not on their full-length album, Retos, and I don't think that they would have made such a point of that unless they had wanted that song on the album, but for some reason were talked out of it or denied it. The third takeaway from the press release, the band returning to their roots, as it were. And they paired that phrase in the same sentence with a reference to freedom of expression. So does this indicate that the band feels they have moved away from their original sound? or their original purpose, or that they are not feeling as free to express themselves as they once were? Again, I don't know. Now, it could mean that they feel their freedom of expression, a freedom that has carried them through many years of troubled waters so far, has been somehow infringed upon or taken away from them by their now former managers. But again, I just don't know. Hey, real quick, y'all, thank you for choosing this video from the millions you could have chosen. Thank you! If you like it, please consider subscribing, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. Right, back to the content. Now here's the fourth big takeaway from the press release.
And is preparing to greet fans live more often on stages at home and around the world.
Note how they explicitly say they will be on concert stages more often and around the world. Speaking just for myself, I think it would be great if VOB did more international touring. They did an 11-date tour of the United States in August of 2023, but unfortunately they did not get close enough to me that I could go see them, and I'm sure there are hundreds of thousands of other fans of the band in that same situation. Perhaps millions of fans, not in the US, well, partly in the US, but around the world. Let's hope the band is going to tour more often so that no matter where you live, you will get a chance to see them.
Currently, VOB also has a variety of song material in preparation for the new album.
Big takeaway: references to writing material for a new album. Yes. How much material do they have? How long will this album be? When will we get it? When will we hear it? Don't know, but hopefully we will get those answers in the fullness of time. And that's about what I can get from the press release. A whole lot of questions and some guesses. Well, the band must know that hundreds of thousands of us have those questions, and on November 13th they posted a rather lengthy video called Behind the Scenes, The Other Side of Metalism. Unfortunately, that video does not answer any of our questions. Everything said in the video is said in, I think, Indonesian, and it's noted I do not speak Indonesian, so I don't know what they're talking about. And further, they do not express the camera or seem to spend any time explaining their recent decisions. The video, it's 18 minutes long. It's all the stuff that goes into preparing for a gig. Tuning your instruments, testing volume levels, discussing various little things. All that kind of stuff that happens before a sound check. And all of that is stuff we do not usually see. And if the ladies sometimes look a little bit bored, well, it's because doing all that stuff for the sound check can get boring, but it's a necessary thing. Think about the most boring yet vital part of your own job. That's a sound check. Now, the video ends with an acoustic song about hopefulness and positivity. And these two sets of words appear on screen at the end of it. We want to thank everything that sparks peace within, on all occasions that involve time. Thank you to every chatter that teaches you, to the thoughts that make noise in silence. Thank you to anyone who kindly extends your friendship, to anyone who receives awards without making a fuss about differences, let alone becoming a court judge. Jaya, the work of the nation's children. I don't know what Jaya means, but probably somebody watching this video does, so please let us know in the comments, okay? If you have any insight about what's happening with the band, by all means let the rest of us know.
Voice of Baceprot, a metal trio from Garut, West Java, today greeted the public again and fans through the launch of a live studio video recording of the performance of their anthem song, The Other Side of Metalism. The launch of this live video was used to fulfill Baladseprot's longing, a term for VOB fans, as well as a warm-up for VOB before they perform live at the Loud and Louder Festival in Bogor, Saturday, October 28, 2023. On the other hand, the launch of this live video is also a sign for VOB to return to its roots, affirming their stance on freedom of expression in the world of music, while also preparing to be independent in management and management of the band. Quote, VOB has gone through a journey of 9 years in the world of music with all its ups and downs. We have decided that in the future we want to have more freedom of expression and enjoy music more closely with the Baladseprot independently, standing on our own feet, explained Firda Marcia Kurnia, VOB vocalist and guitarist. She continued, This is also a form of thanks and our response to the fans, especially Baceprot, who never stop encouraging, accompanying, and always remind us to save the future, find the way home. The song The Other Side of Metalism is VOB's proud song for several years. Previously, it was very rarely performed due to various limitations, not even at all included in the debut album, Ratos. Now, with independent management self-formed, VOB rediscovered its freedom in determining direction and their musicality. Currently, VOB also has a variety of song material in preparation for the new album and is preparing to greet fans live more often on stages at home and around the world. Quote, "We want to express our deepest thanks to the musicians and senior arts activists who continue to support us, the promoters and EO, the owners of the music studio, friends from fellow actors in the world of music and performance, brands global, Paste, Warwick, PV, Vans, as well as existing and local ones that support us both as a band and as individuals. We thank our media colleagues who covered, provided criticism and input for us from the start when we entered this world of music and performance, even when we were still in school. See you when we hit the next performance stages. Our best regards, Voice of Baceprot. Eus Siti Aisya, drums, Firda Marcia Cunha, vocals and guitar, and Weedy Ratmawati, bass.
Oh, one last thing.
By the by, if you'd like to buy an In Metal We Trust shirt or a Metalist for Girls shirt, there's a link in the video description. Yeah, I'm shamelessly hawking my own wares, but what are you going to do?
And that's about what I've got. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing and come back soon for more stuff. You're awesome, as always. Talk to you soon.